The 70s was a decade that laid the groundwork for the digital revolution we now take for granted. It was the era that birthed game changers, from the iconic Walkman to the revolutionary Intel 4004 microprocessor. But have you wondered about the origins of your favorite gadgets? And what's the untold story behind the creation of the very first mobile phone? Join us as we explore the gadgets that defined an era and paved the way for the tech marvels we enjoy today. The 1970s witnessed the steady rise of political awareness and economic freedom for women. Meanwhile, over in Asia, the People's Republic of China gained recognition from the United Nations. Japan, not to be outdone, experienced an economic boom that propelled it to the second-largest economy in the world, surpassing even West Germany. But let's shift our focus to a technological marvel that emerged during this transformative period, something we all take for granted today: email. Back then, formal communication was a whole different game. And by the end of the 1960s, users could only send emails to others on the same computer. Not exactly the global connectivity we enjoy now. Meet Ray Tomlinson, the unsung hero of the inbox. In 1971, he pioneered the first email system capable of sending messages between users on different hosts across the ARPANET. The @ symbol linked usernames with destination servers. Tomlinson's creation, though initially overlooked by his employers, became the blueprint for the electronic mail we rely on today. Now, Tomlinson worked on this groundbreaking project in secrecy because, in his words, it just seemed like an interesting thing to do with a computer in the network. When unveiling the system to a colleague, he cheekily added, "Don't tell anybody, this isn't what we're supposed to be working on." What's even more mind-blowing? Those early 1970s emails weren't all that different from the ones you're sending today, with headers and a body. Next up, we have the Walkman, the OG of portable music that once dominated the scene. Rewind to the late 1960s, and the music scene was forever changed with the introduction of cassette tape technology in 1963. Now, the Walkman wasn't born in a high-tech lab, but from a modified Sony pressman, all thanks to a request from Sony's co-founder, Masaru Ibuka. You see, Ibuka was tired of lugging around a bulky tape recorder in his car while jetting around for business. This is where the Walkman prototype came in. Fast forward to July 1979, and the sleek metal-cased blue and silver Walkman TPS L2 hits the shelves. It wasn't just any gadget, it was the world's first low-cost portable stereo. Priced at around $150 back then, this device took the world by storm. Sony initially aimed to sell around 5,000 units per month, but hold on to your hats. In the first 2 months alone, over 50,000 Walkman TPS L2 units flew off the shelves, turning it into a colossal success. The streets were flooded with people plugged into their Walkmans, creating a music revolution on the go. And guess what? The success of this cassette-based marvel didn't just stop there. It paved the way for a whole series of technological wonders under the Walkman name, from CD players to MP3 players. Sony's innovative stride didn't end with music, they even ventured into the realm of home video game consoles. And speaking of video game consoles, let's rewind the clock to 1972 in the United States, where the gaming scene was forever changed with the birth of the Magnavox Odyssey, the pioneer of home game consoles. A modest white, black, and brown box, linked to your TV, complete with 2 wired rectangular controllers. No flashy graphics here, just 3 square dots moving around on the screen in classic black and white. Now to bring the game to life, players had to get creative. In order to create images and manipulate those dots according with the game's rules, plastic overlays were placed over the TV screen. It was a DIY gaming extravaganza. The Odyssey hit the market with a bang in 1972, and the demand was through the roof. By the end of that year, almost 100,000 units found their way into eager households. Fast forward to 1975, and that number skyrocketed to a whopping 350,000 units. People couldn't get enough of this revolutionary gaming experience. But what about the price tag? Well, back then, you could snag an Odyssey for a cool $100, equivalent to around $620 today, a small price to pay for a ticket to the gaming revolution. But wait, there's more to this Odyssey tale. The developers found themselves swimming in success and lawsuits, raking in over $100 million thanks to their pioneering patent in the realm of video game art. The Magnavox Odyssey may have bid farewell in 1975, but its legacy lives on, laying the groundwork for the gaming consoles we know and love today. Moving on, we have the C programming language, a digital wizardry tool for creating computer applications. It's the backbone for embedded software, running the brains of various electronics, industrial machines, and communication devices, thanks to microcontrollers. Not only that, but C also works its magic when creating test code, verification software, and other related crucial components. C was created by the maestro Dennis Ritchie at Bell Labs in 1972 and 1973 for Unix utilities. By the 1980s, it had become the programming language of choice. Fast forward to 1989, it gets the official nod from the American National Standards Institution and the International Organization for Standardization. Today, it's one of the most widely used programming languages globally, shaping the digital landscape. Now let's flip our attention to the DynaTAC Mobile Phone 8000X, the first mobile phone born in 1973, courtesy of Motorola. This monumental invention stemmed from a race with Bell Laboratories, the pioneers who dreamt up the concept of a mobile phone back in 1947. Sure, the DynaTAC was a clunky beast, weighing almost 2.5 pounds and stretching over a foot in length. But hey, it was a game changer for its time. Priced at a whopping $3,195, you could chat with a friend for 30 minutes, but be ready to invest 10 hours for a recharge. And believe it or not, the first ever call made by this mobile marvel was reportedly to a wrong number. Next, let's step into the year 1971, where we have the birth of the Intel 4004, the very first programmable microprocessor that hit the market. This groundbreaking creation was the brainchild of the brilliant trio, Stanley Missouri, Federico Faggin, and Ted Hoff. This technological marvel didn't just make waves, it marked a new era in integrated electronics. The Intel 4004 earned its stripes as the first programmable microprocessor commercially available. So significant was its impact that it received the prestigious National Medal of Technology and Innovation from none other than U.S. President Barack Obama. The journey began with the first commercial sale in March 1971, when the 4004 found a home in Bizmcorp of Japan. Initially designed as a custom chip for their 141PF electronic calculator, the Intel 4004 showcased its versatility and power right from the start. The advertisements proclaimed, announcing a new era in integrated electronics. Why? Because the 4004 was a trailblazer, the first monolithic processor fully integrated into one small chip. And how did it achieve this feat? Through cutting-edge silicon gate technology, a breakthrough that laid the groundwork for the microprocessor revolution. Moving on, let's take a trip back to 1974, when the ingenious Hungarian professor Erno Rubik unveiled his brainchild, the notorious Rubik's Cube, a 3D combination puzzle that would go on to become a global sensation. Named after its creator, the Rubik's Cube wasn't just a puzzle, it was a phenomenon. In 1980, Ideal Toy Corp obtained the license to market this cube that defied logic. The Rubik's Cube won the German Game of the Year title and a special distinction for being the best puzzle, sparking a wave of victory. By January 2009, a whopping 350 million Rubik's Cubes had found homes worldwide, making it not just the world's top-selling puzzle game, but also the best-selling toy of all time. The Rubik's Cube craze didn't stop at solo solves. In 2003, the inaugural Rubik's Cube World Championship took center stage in Toronto. The fever spread like wildfire, leading to the birth of the World Cube Association in 2004. This association has since been hosting competitions in over 90 countries, turning the Rubik's Cube into a global battleground of wits. If you enjoyed this trip down memory lane and want more intriguing insights, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe for more captivating stories. Until next time.